Cohen here, Cohen on content and all things digital out of home. Turn that off. We had the DPAA. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I got to give you one of these disclaimer things first. If you got this and you don't want it, go in that box and type in remove or cancel or something like that and hit reply. They tell me, I'll say somebody did. What happened was my LinkedIn account mailbox thing got merged with the Cohen on content thing. Of course, you know what they do. All the technology guys, they sit around and they find the oldest guy in the room. That's me. And they say, well, you did it. Now, what am I going to do, argue with them? So if I did that, so look, if that's the worst thing that happened to you today is you got this, you didn't want it, you're having a good day. I'm going to tell you though, we had the DPAA conference in New York, immediately followed by the Strategy Institute's Investor Conference on Digital Signage. That's, again, this year was honchoed by Steve Nesbitt and Adrian Cotterill, and they did a great job again. I mean, really, they did a great job. The speakers, I got to tell you, one guy had to cancel out the last minute. They snagged Gary McGuire and put him up there, RMG Networks. Last minute, bing, bang, boom. What a great presentation he made. Probably even better than mine. Nah, I'm not going that far. Anyway, I got to tell you this. I had it up to here with these panels. I'm going to tell you why. Sometimes you have speakers, sometimes you have panels. And what's been happening lately with the panels is you got 4 guys and or 3 guys or whatever it is on the panel, which is different from a speaker. A speaker, you got 1 guy, he's the expert. We know what an expert is. In a particular thing that you signed up for. So when you got your badge, you got your itinerary or agenda for the conference, you chose, the speakers you want to listen to or the panels you want to listen to. When I look at these panels, I put in my mind something I tell my staff, I've told my kids, I've told my grandkids. If you agree with everything I say, then only one of us is thinking. You get the panels up there, the first guy gets up and speaks. The next guy doesn't get up and say, well, I disagree. Maybe he should. He gets up there and then he just, it's like a bunch of Boy Scouts sitting around a campfire singing Kumbaya. Ooh, you're so smart. Oh, you're so smart too. Oh, you said the same thing I said. What is that about? If you got 4 people from 4 different companies in one industry, and they all agree with each other, then what do we need 4 of them for? What do you need 4 of them? Like, get 1, you can run all 4 companies. That's what I'm ranting about. I had it up to here with that. People are paying to come to this conference. Maybe they're buying a ticket, maybe they're just flying in. But it's costing them to come because they're looking for that information. Get somebody up there to give them information and not back down. This is how I run this particular department. This is what I go after. Tell me that. Don't get up there and say, oh, well, Mikey said this and Johnny said that, and I don't want to contradict them. Now you're wasting my money. Now, that's my rant about panels. Unless you get a facilitator, what they call them, a moderator, who knows the industry, who knows the topic, who knows the title of this particular panel, and he knows the people on it, and he can ask some questions and make them answer it so that the people are getting their time and effort's worth to hear this. Not just, oh, here, we'll give you a name badge. Don't you feel good about yourself? You're a panelist now. All right, I'm done with that part. Coming up pretty soon, in a few months, we've got the Digital Signage Expo. That's our industry trade show. That's the Digital Out-of-Home Industry Trade Show. We got the DSF board meeting coming up, Digital Signage Federation, and I'll report on that. But you know what I want to do? I saw Michael Markovsky, he sat at the same table at the Digital Signage Investors Conference. Remember, I had him on here before as an interview. Michael, go way back for the cable industry, was one, in the beginning. in the beginning of the video on demand and pay-per-view. He got in the investment world, buying those licenses and involved in the roll-ups on cellular telephones. Then he did the same thing in cable and ISP, and now he's an investor in our industry. That's good for us. And I want to hear him talk about what he sees in our industry and why he's putting money into it. At the same time, Michael Anderson was also at the conference, and he's with Waller Capital. And, they're an old line, Rockefeller Center, cable, television, radio, investment banking firm. They buy and sell radio stations and television stations and like that. Well, they've noticed our industry. If you look at our industry, we had a big, like the hockey stick start off in the number of networks, which really did a great job for panel manufacturers and software. I'm going to get these guys on and let them talk about it, because it looks to me, from what my sales department says, that next year is going to be a great year. And it's not one of these, it's going to be good. I'm seeing this stuff coming in already, the paperwork. So, we got to get our stuff together and do this. I'll see you soon, or you'll see me soon. And I'll talk to you then. Bye.